Now let's get back down to Derek, who's doing a spot of gardening.
Katie, tell us a little bit about the project here.
So the project here is primarily about teaching people how to grow food. So we have a number of different initiatives. You can come into the garden as a member and learn how to grow food, which is what all these guys are doing here. And we also teach some workshops which will show you how to grow food at home. If you have a small garden or a small space or a windowsill or a balcony, you can actually grow lovely nutritious food at home as well.
Now, tell us about your involvement in the project itself.
So the park and garden here, this is the kitchen garden of the original house, is owned by Dunleary Rathdown County Council, and they asked a local scout troop, Kiltiernan Scouts, to come in and clear this area and make it safe for members of the public to come in and grow the food.
So what you were telling me was that during lockdown this place was absolutely covered in thistles, nettles.
So it was a really wild area when we came in first of all, and the scouts came in and built all these growing spaces for people to come in, and actually we all had a fabulous time because we were up here every Sunday, rain, hail or shine, doing our gardening, and we really enjoyed it. Actually, it was great. So scouts are great at volunteering for community service, so we got the project up and running, and now we have some members coming in to grow food, which are all these guys you can see here, and we're growing some all sorts of different food products here.
Now, a big focus on sustainability as well here in the community garden, isn't there?
Yeah, so sustainability is really important. So essentially we have to have some key tenets that we stick to. So we don't take anything out and we don't bring anything in.
Okay.
We harvest all our own rainwater. We actually take the coffee from Tro Coffee over in the gardens there, and we use that to keep the slugs off the plants, and we put it into the compost and so on. We've built huge compost heaps here to try and process some of the weeds that we have. And
and no pesticides used at all?
No herbicides, no pesticides, no spraying. Everything that we do organically. And we have a huge eye here on protecting nature. So we allow a lot of wildflowers and nettles and thistles and that to grow, because we have to maintain the pollinators that have been here before us and will be here after us as well.
And a little bug hotel as well, which is spotted on the way in.
We've got a bug hotel, we've got hedgehog habitats, we've got all sorts of different structures built around the garden to look after the birds, the bees, the moths and the butterflies, and we also plant very specifically for them. So that's another project that's actually going on here in the garden.
That's underway. Now, Energia's Get Ireland Growing campaign, it's kicking off now. Tell us about your involvement in it.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that because we're going to be able to open the garden for the day. The garden is normally not open to the public, so we'll be open for the day. People can come in and have a look around, and we will be showcasing our different projects that we have running here. I'll be teaching some tutorials on how you can grow your own food at home. We're doing some tasting sessions from produce from last year that we've made into chutneys and jams and so on, so people will be able to taste them. We are producing a recipe book which will show you how to cook all the things we're growing here, and also how you can use some of the wild plants like nettles to make pesto and elderflowers.
What I saw is they have a great app as well, lots of resources online.
Lots of resources online, it's all there. There's no excuse for you to not have a go at growing stuff at home.
Now, speaking of that, can we pop over here? And talk us through this here. So this is something very simple that someone can do at home. Now, bear in mind, some people don't have big gardens, some people just have balconies and patios. So what have we got here?
So here we have potatoes growing in a coffee sack.
Okay.
And you can get coffee sacks from any coffee merchants. They'll give them to you for free. And we've planted our potatoes at the very bottom, and every time they grow up a little bit in the bag, we just put more soil in on top of them.
Okay.
So by the time this is ready to harvest, there'll be plenty of spuds in there.
August, September, nasturtiums here.
Nasturtiums are edible, both the leaves and the flowers, and they look so pretty in a salad. So we've lovely salads growing there, and we'll also use the leaves and the flowers to give it a little bit of an extra peppery taste. And this will grow up at the top of this and out, so you get lots of harvest from this.
And these are all edible?
This is all edible.
And a small little herb pot
little herb
for
garden,
a small little balcony,
for a little
or
balcony,
patio.
So you can have mint for your teas and your drinks.
Lovely.
You can have sage for your cooking your stews and your dinners, and all the
so
smell of it is so good.
Yeah.
And some chives there as well for your salad. Now
And we just have little tomatoes just coming up here as well. Look at that.
And you can grow tomatoes in a hanging basket very easily. Just hang it outside your window, and our little tomatoes are just coming along now, just getting green.
Yeah, perfect. So there we have it, guys. GetIrelandGrowing.ie. That is the website if you want to get involved. I believe there's about €1,000 up for grabs as well. Love this idea, though. Guys, what do you think of this? Spuds in a sack. Are you up for it, Maureen and Tommy? Nice idea, eh?
Love it. Yeah, spuds in a sack. Mr. Greenfingers. Love that, Derek.
That's great. Thanks, guys, and thanks very much, Katie.
Great stuff. We could do with some of those spuds in the kitchen potentially, because Edward Hayden is here. He's got a delicious pot pie. No spuds in this, no?
No spuds at all, no. But you could have, Terry could bring in a few.